Boy, Scotty and Wilson back in the building with another fabulous episode of Gaming for My Sanity. Yeah, I finally figured out what to do with all of this. We gonna call this Gaming for My Sanity because I was doing vlogging for my sanity and I haven't really been able to get back to it, which is why I titled this Where the Heck Have You Been? I haven't really been able to get back to it because my camera's still jacked up on my phone. So I haven't really been able to record nothing because my whole thing with my channel and everything that I've been doing has always been, bro, you don't need a lot to get it done. Just start. Like, start somewhere and then keep moving and you'll figure it out as you go. The reason why I try to promote that the most is because, like, for the longest, a lot of the stuff, if y'all look at my page, especially on my YouTube page, if you look at my page, there's so many things that I'm like I can do, like that I'm good at. It's Gas and Reggie reviews on there. I think I'm in the first 10 seconds, so I'm not gonna say that just yet. But yeah, it's Gas and Reggie reviews on there. It's how to grow gas naturally, you know what I'm saying, with lights and stuff. I got a playlist for that. I got a playlist for my music. I got a playlist for vlogging for my sanity, which I did because somebody had broken into my house and I was going crazy and I ain't really want to go down a dark path that, you know, how I used to be when I was younger. I ain't really want to be that type of person no more. So I decided to start vlogging, talking about my day-to-day, what was going on and stuff like that. In the meantime, while I was still getting some music stuff done, because there was a lot of stuff that was deterring me from getting music stuff done. So, and I kept getting sidetracked, in my personal opinion. I kept getting sidetracked on what we were supposed to be doing with everything. So I was like, man, I got to figure out some way to do some content anyway. I still got it. That's why I got so many things on my page, because I kept trying to figure out what can I do in the meantime while I'm still trying to figure out how to get all of this music stuff done. Because I ain't going to fake it, y'all. I take my music real seriously. I really, really do. And I don't mean like I'm a... I don't mean it like I'm a jerk when I go in the studio or nothing like that. But at the same time, I'm definitely the dude in the studio where it's like, bro, y'all got to stop playing here. Like, I'm serious. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm one of them people. Like, we can have fun as long as we're getting the job done. I'm like one of them type of people. Like, if we getting the job done, then cool, we can kick it. But don't be in here playing and bullshit. Like, I don't do that. Like, that's why I stopped doing shows and stuff, because niggas be like playing and bullshitting with the show. Man, last show I did, they ain't even do a they ain't even have a what's it called? That's a shame. I don't even know what it's called. I'm going off. A mic check. Yeah, they didn't even have a time to do like rehearsal or mic check or nothing like that. And I was just like, to me, that's so unprofessional. I don't care how small the venue is or how like not big you think it is. That I don't think that's an excuse to not be professional. In my personal opinion, I don't think that's an excuse. I'm waiting on this. I don't know what he doing. What are you doing? I don't even know if he can hear me. But anyway, so that's what we've been up to. That's what I've been up to, man. You know what I'm saying? So in the meantime, we gaming for my sanity. I got my boy Dan in here. You know what I'm saying? He been rocking out with me. Fun fact about Dan, y'all. He used to do camera work for me until he ran away. You know what I'm saying? We had gotten into some legal trouble, so he had to run to the border. You know what I'm saying? But then I called Trump and he got him out. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's how that went. I'm just playing. That's not what happened. The nigga went to South Carolina to get a better education and get it to be a better person. Not saying he was a bad person to begin with, in my personal opinion, but think it was good for you to get out of the loo. This city, man, this place is like, it's weird. It's just weird. It's a weird energy in St. Louis, man. It's always been there though. I think I know where it come from. I think it come from all of that foolishness them people was doing back in the day to all of the ethnic groups. It's like every ethnic group in America got like a horror story. It's like, Lewis, I ain't gonna lie to you. Italians, Asian people, Jewish people, especially black people, they still jacking us up. They just left everybody else alone. Like, they still jacking us up though. Oh no, Middle Eastern people probably have a horror story that's probably more recent than I'm aware of. You know, but yeah, pretty much everybody got horror stories in St. Louis. Yeah, if you're of an ethnic group, you have a horror story for sure. For sure. Now, if you go across that water, then you know what I'm saying, then that's when white people start having horror stories too. Because that's where most of my good friends was that was white. They really wasn't from St. Louis. No, I take that back. I think I had one when I was younger. Is we gonna get to the gameplay or no? What is we doing? I'm ready. I don't know why his thing look like that. You know what? Hold on. I'm gonna just ready up because I don't know why it look like that. Because sometimes it just be tripping, and it might just be me. It might just be me. There he is. There he is. I was trying to wait for him to ready up. But yeah, that's what I've been. Oh yeah, that and because it's wintertime, I can't do it like the growing stuff and show y'all that yet either way, because I pretty much like, you know, it's wintertime, so you can't grow nothing in wintertime. Well, I guess you could, but a couple of people on that part was like asking me if I could just do growing stuff in general. And I'm like, I might have to make a whole nother page for that. That's just a lot. That's why I started making playlists, because I'm like, bro, I have 10 pages, all the stuff that I do. I'm not doing all that. I just make playlists for y'all, and then y'all can just go through the playlist. Which, I don't even know if people gonna do all that. People are lazy these days. I mean, even me. So, is you already up or dog? Hold on, y'all. This thing. Because I don't think he can hear me. Let me text this nigga real quick. Hold on, y'all. This nigga. Gun thief extraordinaire. That's what he be doing. I think he be doing it on purpose. He act like he can't hear me, and then when he steal guns, he's like, oh, my bad, I ain't hear you. Alright, so this is gonna be a okay. Yeah, he said he can hear me. Okay. Yeah. So this is gonna be a short one, y'all. It's gonna be a short one, y'all. Which I ain't tripping. We're gonna get a few in. You know what I'm saying? Then we're gonna call it a stream. But that's cool though. I kinda just wanted to get it in with y'all anyway. Let y'all know what the heck I've been up to, and let y'all know what the heck I've been got going on. What up, chat? What up, y'all? Y'all can always donate to the Dan Need a Mic Fund at any point. You know what I'm saying? Just drop it in the comments. And if you ain't got no money, just put in the comments, we'll pray for you. Because that's usually what black people do when they don't really want to give you no money. They just be like, I'll pray for you. So yeah, just put that in the comments if you ain't got no money. I want to change my loading screen. I really feel like I should. Especially because it's Black History Month. Alright, what we starting with? These terrible ass shotguns? Oh my god. Who the heck was that? My stuff be glitching out. It be so wild. Who shot at me, dog? I don't like that. I don't appreciate that. I don't like being shot at. Okay. Hold on. There's too much going on. Bring your goofy tail up here. See, I gotta watch how I move because my controller still be sticking from time to time. But it's better than it was. It's better than it was, y'all. That mug ain't sticking no more. It's just like regular sticking. So it's like, you gotta catch, it's pretty much just timing. Which I think that's, nah, I think about it, I think that's why everybody suck at shooting on her. See, I be knocking them now. I be knocking them now. They might not want to give me my kill, but I be knocking them now. I don't know where Dan at. He's somewhere. They just left me in the storm. They was like, "Ah, we gonna leave them." Dang, everybody just ran, took off. They was like, "Leave them. It's not worth it." Ooh, that is though. Hold on. Now, come on to Terradome. Oh my goodness, I heard it. I heard it. I heard you. I was trying not to die over here. Here I come. Here I come. Where you at? Dang. My bad. I heard it. I heard it. As I told you, start pressing. You gotta press the little thing. What's it called? Fuck. That's up me. Yeah, my controller still stick when it move a little bit. But you know what's so funny? I don't even feel bad about that no more. Cause I was looking at some gameplay online earlier, right? And it was somebody that was basically kind of doing what I was trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Like stick was moving smooth. They was hitting every target. They was just on it. Man, I went to the comment section. Them people was like, bro, this is fake. They was like, ain't no way he doing this with a regular controller. They was like, he either got to be on PC or he got auto aim on, cause ain't no way you not shooting that precise. They was saying the same thing I was thinking. I was like, oh, okay, so it ain't just me. Okay. Cause I ain't want people to come to the gameplay. My bad, I'm sitting there talking. I ain't want people to come to the gameplay and be like, oh, this nigga trash. Cause I ain't trash at all. But I ain't know that's why everybody be cold like that. They be on there using auto aim and PCs and stuff, which I want a PC too. But I ain't using no auto aim. We not doing that. I don't know about the auto aim stuff. Come on now. I just come from a different era. That auto aim sound crazy. I don't know. It's this dude from Africa that's been friends with me on Facebook for like years. He was a rapper. And I remember when I used to first get on Facebook, it used to be like, it was a thing for them like people to have African pages, but it really not be a real person. They be like scammers and stuff like that. But for some odd reason, I don't know why, I just decided, it was one of them that had added me and I just decided to talk to him. I was like, okay. Cause he looked like a rapper. So I started talking to him, and the more I talked to him, I mean, he turned out to be a real person. And I was listening to the dude, and he actually was dope. I was like shocked at how dope the dude was. Like, I couldn't understand a lot of what he was saying, but he was actually nice. I was like, oh my God. I wonder whatever happened to that dude. His name was Phase G. I think that's how you say his name. It's PH. He don't even see Dan come behind that mountain. It's all good. Hold on. Oh my goodness, I ain't got no bullets. Oh, he's terrible. That was y'all. Like I said, like I told y'all, I'm a killer. I just had to get my controller together. See them other gameplays? See I ain't have my controller together. That's what it was. I was trying to tell y'all. Oh, you ain't named it? Here I come. He got some drama. But it's bullets over here though. Here I come. I'm kind of far from you, so be careful. Hold on, I'm on some. I need some. Oh my God, this is the worst. I got the worst loadout ever. Alright, here I come. It don't matter. And all this drama next to me. My goodness, look at that. Look at that. What was that? What was that? An exhibition? Hold on. That was Bruce Lee, not Boondocks, kids. Just letting you know. Somebody running up. Well, never mind. They running at me now. Ah! Ah, they over here jumping me. They some hoes. Ah, they jumped me. I was on my way to you and they jumped me. That was my fault. I ain't say nothing. I ain't gonna lie, you did that backwards. I only noticed because I was watching POV, but yeah, you did that backwards. You should have hit him with the Gatling gun and the other dude with the long range. It's all good though. Yeah, we was only gonna do a couple. It's all good. I forgot, my bad, because I had just got warmed up. Yeah, we was only gonna do a couple. I think I might run one. Dan gotta go, y'all. Even though he didn't say nothing. Like I said, if y'all want to donate to the Dan Need a Mic Fund, just put in the comments, I'll pray for you. Alright, bro. Hit me up later, though. Heck yeah. I don't know. I think I'm around one. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, I'm more than welcome to come play with me too, cause I'm a hold on real quick, cause I wanted to tell y'all something that I wanted to try to do with this whole game and stuff, as far as like commentary, cause I don't just do commentary as far as like just talking about a whole bunch of nothing. It was actually something specific that I wanted to do with this gameplay commentary, but I don't know if I want to tell y'all just yet, because people like to steal ideas, and for some odd reason the universe like making me work hard. So I actually have to like go do stuff and like grind to make stuff work. But I've noticed throughout like years and years and years of living, people often like take my ideas and like, because they're in, I guess, better positions or whatever, it will seem like they did it first, and that's always irritated me. It kind of like deflate my ego, like, man, I don't even want to do it no more. For real. Like, I come up with it. I was like that in high school too. Every time I come up with something cool and new and people start copying it, if like too many people start doing it, oh man, I was just like, man, I don't even want to do it no more. It's whack. Y'all done made it whack. So like, I remember this one time I thought I had came up with something like exclusive, right? It was cause I really low-key came up with it like on accident though. I did it on accident. So my glasses, I used to wear glasses, well I still do, but my glasses, I was real bad at taking care of stuff when I was younger. I'm better now, but I was real bad at it when I was younger, so I used to break my glasses a lot. And I remember one time I broke my glasses, but the lens popped out, because it was always in random weird ways, and the lens popped out. And I remember, because one of the lenses popped out, the other lens being in there like that gave me a headache. So I took the other lens out, and I would just still wear the glasses because I didn't want to get in trouble at the crib. I wanted my parents to still think I had my glasses. So I like have them in the case and stuff like that. But it was kind of, the glasses was in there, but you wouldn't see the glasses for real. So they could, so you know what I'm saying? So you wouldn't know that they was broke. You just kind of saw them. So I tried to play. I tried to play it for a while. And so while I was doing that, I would wear them to school, and but I would wear them on my face. And after a while, I didn't realize this, like maybe a week later, people start doing the same thing, but No, I think what had happened. I think what did I do? No, I think what happened was I was at a was that how it happened? Because this was a while ago. I think I was at a party. Or I was at something. Yeah. I think I was either at school or at a party. And somebody was like, oh, you copying what you call it style? I forgot the dude name. Cause he was like a dude that was known for fashion in our school. So that's kind of why it was like it seemed like an easy, oh, I was copying him. Cause he started doing it too. But the funny thing was, I'm like, I know him. Like, yeah, he's popular and this, that, and the other, and I'm not, or whatever the case may be, I guess. But I kind of know him. Like, we run in similar circles. Put it like that. Like, I know people that he be around, and people that you know how I go. So I thought that was odd. That people was like, well, you copying him. I'm like, no, I was doing this already. Because we used to have this little group. Well, they had a group. I just used to be over there because I knew one of them. You know what I'm saying? Because we was friends. But they had this little group of people that they'd be around. And they would always stand next to the soda machines in the morning at school. So I used to be over there with them. So when the person asked me, did I get it from old dude? I thought that was odd because I'm like, I know he seen me with these glasses because we all stand in the same location in the morning, every morning. So I was like, did this nigga? Now wait a minute. You know, but at the same time, I was real insecure when I was in high school. So it was like, that's why it took me a minute to just like, is they copying me? But it used to happen a lot. Because then the next year it happened again. Because I used to wear, I think the next year after that, I started wearing funny sayings on my shirts. But that's all I would do. I just used to, it was a specific store I used to go to in the Mills Mall before it got raggedy. And I used to always get shirts with sayings on them. And that's all I used to rock, with shirts with saying on them. And I used to do that so much, I used to get in trouble. Like, it was a whole thing. Like, teachers knew who I was. It was a whole thing. And then it started to get popular because people, and I don't want to say it got popular because I did it. Killer. Well, yeah, I do want to say it got popular because I did it, because people start getting the same shirts as me. At first, I used to think, oh, okay, well, maybe I got it from somewhere else, or people was doing it too, and I just didn't know it. That's what I thought when I would see other people with shirts, the sayings on them as well. I was like, oh, okay, it ain't me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't invent that. People, of course, people was getting shirts before me. But then people would start getting the same shirts as me, and I'm like, y'all know people that this is weird, because I would go to the mall with, like, I would have like maybe 2 or 3 friends that I would go to the mall with, and I would tell people about these little spots or whatever, because at first I wouldn't see nobody, because I always liked not having the stuff that everybody else liked. Like, man, I'm telling you, bro, I would skip school if you had the same outfit as me. I promise you. I hated that. I hated if you had the same shirt, shoes. I don't like that. I gotta be exclusive. Which is, I wonder if that's why people act the way they do these days. Because I think that's a millennial thing. I think the millennials changed the culture with that. And that's why name brand stuff isn't as cool as it used to be. Because we made exclusive a thing. Like, because if I got it and everybody else got it, then it's not really cool. But if I'm the only one with it and everybody likes it, then it's cool. But everybody only likes it if everybody else can do it. So I think that's why now it's this weird, we in this weird place of everybody want to wear everybody's brand, but we don't like name brand stuff. But then we stuck with quality versus, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think that's why we in that little weird space with fashion. To me. Because I remember that I wasn't the only person like that. I was like that, but I don't think I was the only person like that. That I was like, bro, don't worry what I got on. Like, don't do that. But it was weird because that's how you get popular. But you want the popularity, kinda. Well, I didn't. I kinda did. I don't know. That's weird now I think about it. I think more so I didn't like what came with being seemingly not popular. Well, I guess now that I think about it, it was all fake. So I guess I was better off the way I was. Because to me, people seem to respect people that were popular more. So they would listen to them more. And for me, I always thought that was whack. Because I'm like, he not saying nothing no different than I'm saying. Or I went to like learn what I'm saying. But you listening to him because he's popular? That's weird. Like, he don't really even know this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like before anime was cool. Like if a popular dude or a really pretty girl says something about anime, all of a sudden now the whole cafeteria talking about want to talk about it. But if I say it, it's weird. Y'all can joke about it and make fun of me, all this, that, and the other, and I'm supposed to deal with it because I'm a guy. And if I sit here and start getting mad and this, that, and the other, then I'm in my feelings and all. Then y'all further making fun of me, and so it's like a lose either way it goes. But that's kind of how it was. Which is even more stupid now that I know that I'm handsome. I'm like, why the freak did I feel like I was why did I not feel like I was popular? Or whatever. I don't know. I guess because when you're young, you don't have a whole brain. Your concept of stuff is really stupid. Because even the concept of popular is really stupid. But it's not, honestly, now that I think about it as an adult, because that's really why things are the way they are. Like as far as like entertainment and politics and stuff like that, like if you're not popular, then your politics don't really matter. Because then you don't get votes. And if you don't get votes, because you're not popular, then it doesn't matter, which is why people are able to manipulate the polls like they do, because you can just make somebody popular and they don't have to know what they're talking about. And people be like, oh, but he's popular, but everybody knows him, but he's got all of these things. That's why people be saying stuff like that. They'll say stuff in arguments that don't make sense. They be like, but he has all of these things, and it's like, that don't mean nothing. But it does to people who don't have nothing. And if you get enough of them in a room to agree with you, then it don't matter, because you can get them to vote. And we have this system that proved that we learned in school that works, because voting is a thing and all of the other shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's really, really hard to argue these things, especially when you in school, versus like what's popular and what makes sense and all that and the other. And then when you become an adult and people act like, oh, you're still talking about high school stuff, and it's like, yeah, kind of. My controller started sticking. He wasn't cold like that, y'all. My controller started sticking. He wasn't cold like it. Yeah, walk away from that crown. Walk away. You didn't deserve it. Go and walk away. Because my controller clearly started sticking. I'm like, what is going on? My bad, y'all. But yeah, that's kind of crazy though. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. What up, Chad? What's up, y'all? I can't see. I'm sorry if y'all saying stuff to me in the comment section. I took the comments off of the screen because it looked so stupid. Like, I think it's because I'm just on a PS4. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm poor peasant. Sorry. Excuse me. So for now, I think that's why my comment section looks so crazy. It don't look all exclusive like everybody else's just yet. But like I said, at the same time, I think when you good at something, you shouldn't give up on yourself just because you ain't got everything that you need right now. And for me, God, all of the stuff that they say about rappers is so annoying, man. They hit me every time. Every time somebody say something bad about a rapper, it hits me directly because I take it personally. I know I shouldn't, you know what I'm saying, and push anyway and all that other shit. But man, that shit, I take all that shit personal every time. Every time somebody say something bad about a rapper, I take it personal. I don't care who it is. It is because I take rap and hip hop. I look at it different. I don't know. Like for me, it's not something to, I don't know. I don't even sometimes know how to describe it to people because my perspective of it has a lot to do with how it was introduced to me. And for me, it was introduced to me very naturally. Even being a rapper came to me very naturally. Like all of the stories that I hear about when people, how they became a rapper, you know, it's to me when I heard the story, I'm like, that tracks. I can see why that, you know, why you became a rapper. For me, mine was just, I don't know. To me, it's what I would classify a miracle to be, because I didn't know I was good at it until I tried. I genuinely didn't know. But now that I think about it back, you know what I'm saying, thinking about it over time, I was like, now that I think about it, I'm almost like, why wouldn't I think I was good at it? All I did when I was a kid was write poetry because I didn't have a voice because I was insecure. So I would write down how I thought a lot, and it would turn into poetry. And it turned into poetry because as I was writing these things in like early elementary school, I was also learning about English. So I was learning what limericks was and what similes and metaphors and all this, that, and the other was, and I would put that in my writing because I was learning it, so I could write better. But all I was doing was talking about people that was like making fun of me because I couldn't do nothing. See, I had really strict parents. So me personally, I was more scared of my parents than I was of people. So anytime people would make fun of me and I wanted to like fight somebody because I had like anger issues, I usually always want to like beat people up. But I couldn't do nothing because I knew I would get in trouble at home. So I started writing about it. I started writing and making fun of people and like talking about what I would do to them and all this, that, and the other in my poetry. Well, at first it was just writing. It would just be stories like I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? Or dear diary, I'm gonna do this, blah 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 blah. But then, pussy, shut up. I don't know why they trying to interrupt my story. Like I was saying, back to the story. Like I was saying, yeah. So it went from poetry and me talking about what was going on to then I got in trouble because I was talking about what I got going on, because I was like talking crazy in the books, because I was not only was I talking about like people that I didn't like, but I was also talking about girls that I like. So I was in there talking like real inappropriate. So I got in trouble one time, and because I was more mad about them not understanding what I was writing about. I swear to God, I remember this as a kid. I was more mad about them not understanding why I wrote what I wrote versus what I was saying. So instead of me learning the lesson of, oh, I shouldn't have been writing like that, I just found a different way to write because I felt like you didn't understand why I was doing what I was doing. So I felt like you didn't really, so I didn't feel like the punishment was legit, if that makes sense. I hope parents took note of what I just said, because I swear to God, I ain't the only kid that was thinking like that. For real. And yeah, that's why the lessons didn't stick. I was just like certain lessons, I was like, I heard you, but you didn't really hear me, so I don't really give a fuck about what you're talking about. Yeah, so that's why certain lessons didn't stick for me. But yeah, but because the lesson didn't stick, I found a different way to write. And like I said, I was learning poetry and learning this, that, and the other, and I would find different ways to write like limericks and this, that, and the other over time. So now I'm out of elementary school, I'm in middle school, but I'm still writing. Now I'm in middle school. My sister is like 10 years older than me, right? So, and she had got married. I can't remember. Yeah. I think it was the transition between 7th and 8th grade when she got, she got married when I was in 7th grade. Yeah, early 7th grade. So, and this matters to the story. Because that summer, her and her husband got their own crib, and I lived with them for that summer because I like my sister. You know what I'm saying? This was like my best friend as I was getting older. So even though she couldn't stand me, I was so annoying. I was such an annoying little brother. But I know that now. Shout out to all the annoying little brothers. I'm trying to do better. I'm trying to do better for us. I'm trying to be a better brother, especially being a little brother. Like, boy, we so irresponsible. We are so, like, especially disrespectful to our sisters. Like, we really got to step it up as guys. But it's hard to do when you in the little position. So I get it. You know, that's what makes you so annoying. But anyway, but yeah, so I'm still writing. I'm still doing this poetry style of talking about people and talking about how I feel, because I don't want people to see what I'm talking about or understand what I'm saying. And I'm still from my elementary brain, even though it like in middle school, it's like, why would you think that just because you're writing it in poetry, people are not gonna understand what you're saying? Oh, because you watch anime and, you know, you think if you write it like this because you watch Death Note and shit, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's a bunch of stuff that influence the thought process. So so I'm writing this stuff, and the summer comes, and I'm living with my sister and her husband. So he had this job where he used to throw papers at night, right? And it was like you get these bunches of papers. We used to work for St. Louis Dispatch, and he used to pay me out of his money because I guess it was real good money. And I used to work with him. So when we used to ride around at night, it was me, him, his homie, and then one of my cousins. But we all knew, and he knew my cousin. Well, it's my cousin through like church shit. Because our mothers knew each other, grew up together, whatever type shit. So anyway, But we already knew each other from church, so that's why we was all kind of together. And he would ride with us, or we would ride with him, to throw these papers. So when we would do this, we would just do a bunch of guy stuff, and it was just like all dude stuff. Like we would just box randomly, talk shit, you know what I'm saying, joan on each other, just a bunch of guy stuff. Like just stupid stuff. Like it served no purpose. You know what I'm saying? For real. And honestly, now that I think about it, it actually served a huge purpose. It actually made me who I was, a pretty solid guy. After now that I think about it, it actually made me a really solid person. But anyway, but around this time, because I'm the little homie at the time, a lot of the stuff that they were doing was influencing me. And some of the stuff that they was doing, you know what I'm saying, like being guy stuff, was rapping. You know what I'm saying? They would rap from time to time. And, you know what I'm saying? And you know how guys was back then. It was competition, you know what I'm saying? Who could rap better, blah, 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 blah. It, kind of 90s style male friends. Not these new niggas. But, what are you doing? He's making me mad now. Because you're doing too much. There's all this dancing around. Anyway. So one of the things that we did was rap, you know what I'm saying? And like them kind of teaching me about hip hop per se, because I was kind of a weirdo kid. Like I liked kid stuff. To me, I wasn't. And what's so funny is, to me, I wasn't a weirdo. As a kid, I wasn't a weirdo. To me, to everybody else, I was. But to me, I wasn't a weirdo because I liked kid stuff. The stuff that I liked was for kids. The stuff everybody else liked was for adults per se. To me, so when people would talk about like basketball stuff and this, that, and the other, it wasn't that I, you know what I'm saying, was. Everybody else thought I was weird because I would prefer to talk about Pokemon over basketball. But to me, I wasn't weird because I'm like, that's why we're kids, bro. Like, what? Why does that make me weird? Because I like cartoons and kid shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I was a kid, so I'm like, yeah, we're teenagers, but we still young. So what's wrong with that? I just didn't get I never understood that concept. So anyway, so because I didn't understand that concept, I would try to, you know, listen to older guys. All of this matters. So, as I was, you know, riding around with them, you know what I'm saying, doing guy stuff, and them doing like, you know, typical guy stuff, competition, making fun of each other, blah, 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 blah. We're talking about hip hop. We talking about rap. They teach it. They telling me why ether is such a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, what made Snoop Dogg? You know. So now I have a better understanding, and what's so funny is the understanding of those people is to me why I gravitated towards hip hop and rap harder than I think other people did, because I don't think like over time when I think about the conversations that I had with people about rap and hip hop and stuff like that, that's kind of what would push me more towards rap, because I'm like, y'all talking about it, not understanding what's really going on. Like there's like pieces and puzzles to these things that are happening, and that's why this person did this, and that's why this matters, and that's why, like, so much so that I started to understand the transition that happened to hip hop. And anyway, so the time that this is happening, and we, you know, run around doing guy stuff, and, you know what I'm saying, making fun of each other, and they talking about rapping, this, that, and the other, and they like, oh, well, I can rap, you can't rap, blah, 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 blah. I'm kind of like sitting during these particular conversations, not saying too much. I don't know how they would, you know, look at it now, but I'm not saying too much during these conversations, but I'm always observant. I was always a very observant person. Oh, shit. Apparently not. Apparently not. But I was always pretty observant person, at least as a kid I was. But anyway, so I was sitting back and like absorbing all of this stuff. So as they listening and as they rapping and talking amongst each other, and I kind of like get quiet and get to myself and kind of like fall back in certain conversations, I'm absorbing. So I remember this one time, you know what I'm saying, they would always try to call me out, you know what I'm saying, oh, well, you can't rap, you know what I'm saying, you can't rap, and I'm like, I don't know, if you say so, you know, because I'm a guy, so I'm not telling them that I don't know how to rap, because the honest truth was, I don't know, if I was being honest to them, I would have said, I don't know how to rap. That would have been being honest. But instead, because I'm a guy and amongst guys, I'm saying, man, whatever. Y'all just, y'all don't know. Y'all don't know. So I'm technically not really being honest, which is why I feel like people should watch what people say, because people do little stuff like that often. And I really feel like it's why we have goofy conversations in real life these days, and why like politics move the way they do, because we have goofy conversations amongst ourselves as kids, and we continue to do it as adults, so much so that now as adults, when we look at headlines and media and certain stuff like that, we just put up with it because we've just been so used to dumb conversation in my personal opinion, because that's dumb to lie about little stupid stuff like that. But you know, I get it. So anyway, I never told them that I didn't know how to rap. So like I said, one day, you know what I'm saying, I'm like, all right, y'all got me messed up. So I go home and I write some raps. I don't even know if I can remember what it is. Ooh, but I got a homie that might still have the track. I'm gonna ask him if he still got it. But I wrote a rap. We still friends. That's crazy. Yeah, he recorded my first song ever. But yeah, this was before the end. And I wrote a rap, and but what I did was I rehearsed it. I didn't tell them that I wrote it down. Like I wrote one, and then I rehearsed it because I really I wrote a few actually, but I didn't like them as much as I liked that one. So, and then I didn't finish them. A couple of them I didn't finish. I just started a couple of lines. Now, but it was one where I was like, okay, yeah, I'm spazzing. I was proud of it. So I rehearsed it, and I was like, yeah, next time. Because it was like, I think it was like a weekend or something like that, because the papers didn't run like every day. So I think I had like a couple of days off or something like that we would do most of the time. Because you could set your schedule when you did stuff like that. But, so I had rehearsed it, and I'm like, all right, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, bet. Next time they ask me to rap, I'm going crazy. So I rehearsed it, and again, in my head, I wasn't sure about it, but I'm like, this is how you do it. When you beat somebody, because I got an anime brain, so in my head, I'm like, okay, this is how you got to do it. This is my montage time. You know what I'm saying? Like all of the times where y'all wondering how he got all the way to Super Saiyan before that, like to me, you don't get to that point without getting beat up, your friend getting murdered, all this, that, and the other. Like you don't get to Super Saiyan without all of this trouble first. So to me, I'm like, bet, I got to go do the work. I'm not finna assume that I can rap or feel like it's just a gift. I got to go do the work. You know what I'm saying? I watch people like Bruce Lee. My favorite actor was Jet Li at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like that was my favorite actor. Like I like literally. So so for me, it was just about doing the work. So I was just like, all right, bet I'm gonna go do the work. And you know what I'm saying? I wrote, and to me, I was already not that bad at poetry. So I already was like, I think I can do this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I know what I already can do. So I'm like, I think I can do this. Yes, and it's like I said, it's really for no reason. It's just being a dumb boy trying to compete with other boys. But they're older than me. They grown. You know what I'm saying? So I had to like really step it up. I felt like a sense of obligation to do it. So, you know, I wrote the rap or whatever, and I came back the next day, and I remember what it was it was four of us that used to end up doing all of this. This is terrible. What are we doing, man? We can't do this. We can't tango. Cause there's somebody behind me, and I'm having a conversation with my chat. Anyway, I just said I'm having a conversation with my chat. Dang, rude, disrespectful G's. Anyway, like I was saying, so yeah, it was this one dude amongst the group, my sister's husband's friend, who he always used to call me out. Now, granted, I think he used to do that because he felt like I was an easy target. And amongst them, he probably couldn't deal with them. Now that I think about it. Now that I think about it. He probably was like, oh, well, I can make fun of him, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that'll be, that's how I get my little points. Because Cause you know how guys was back then. You know, if somebody making fun of you too hard, then you got to make fun of the person who you feel like is the easy target, so that way you can get the the clout off of you. That's how it go. So anyway, so it was always one specific person that used to always call me out. My sister's husband didn't really do me like that because he kind of looked at me like a little brother. So he was the one that used to be like, go get him types. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't call me out himself. He would always be like, go get him. You know what I'm saying? He would do me like that. You know what I'm saying? Somebody call you out, go get him. So and I had never really had a brother before, so I got a kick out of that. You know what I'm saying? I really got a kick out, even though I knew I was insecure in my heart. When he would tell me to go get him, it was like he put a battery in my back. Like, I bet. Bro said go get him, I'm on him. You know what I'm saying? So one particular time, like I said, I had, rehearsed and I was ready. And he called me out, he was like, man, you can't, Noopy was my name, is what they used to call me. Noopy. And he's like, man, Noopy, you can't do nothing with me. You can't do nothing with me. Such. He used to call me out, blah, 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 blah. We used to call him Mucus. He used to call him Mucus. His name was Marcus. We used to call him Mucus. Mucus. It was like, Mucus, you got me messed up. I remember that. That's funny. I forgot all about it until I started to talk about it just now. But yeah. So, man, I got with him. But to me, the only reason why I knew that I got with him is not because of how I felt about it. It's because of their reaction to it. They was like, I ain't know Noopy can rap like that. Boy, you can't do nothing. Hey, bro, like, he just got you. And like the way they was reacting to the way I was rapping, I was like, oh, so I can rap. Okay. But I also remember that wasn't good enough. That was just the beginning. But for me, that wasn't good enough to solidify that I'm a rapper. So there was still a lot of doubt in my mind. I still hadn't solidified basically who I am today as to where I can confidently tell y'all I'm a rapper. I'm an artist. That is who I am. That is what I do. This gameplay, the Reggie reviews, all of that are stems of what I do. But I'm an artist. Like, that is the gift that God gave me. I'm sorry. Which is why I feel like, I love the fact that I've done so many things and can prove to people that hopefully that I get to where I'm trying to get to one day. Can prove to people that, bro, if you just keep going, like, you cannot give up on your gift. You cannot give up when you got something, like, for real, when it's real. And that's why I'm explaining this story, because this is why I feel like it was real, because it came so naturally and authentically to me. It was so many doubts. It was so many times in my head that I didn't know whether or not I was. But it was like things and intangibles that was kind of like pushing me to it. Like, no, you're really good at this. Like, no, you're actually good at this. And then when I started finding out what it really was to be that, and I was like, damn, some of that stuff I naturally am. For example, for a long time I didn't listen to rap. I didn't even listen to rap. So that's why it was another thing that I was like, how am I good at something I don't even really like? That's not even my thing. Not that I wasn't into it like that. That's why people had to explain it to me. But for me as a kid, especially as an anime kid, I liked, it was an era where I really liked K-pop. That's all I was listening to. Because I was a dancer, I listened to a lot of like dance music. You know what I'm saying? I was listening to old school music, 80s music. Like, I was a dancer. You know what I'm saying? So I liked old school. Most of the music I listened to was old school. I didn't really listen to rap like that. And if I did, it was, you know what I'm saying, looking for the perfect beat type shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I was listening to. So that was just, so I didn't really have the whole, you know what I'm saying, my parents grew up listening to rap and I just didn't have that story. And to me, as from other people, it seemed like that was the story that kind of solidified whether or not you was really a rapper. Like, how authentic was it to you naturally? And for me at the time when I was younger, I'm like, well, I don't have none of that stuff, so I can't say that. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't honestly say, oh yeah, I'm a rapper. To me, in my head, that's how I felt about it. So, give me this. Somebody running up on me, man. I'm trying to tell. It's making me nervous because I'm trying to talk to y'all, and I see the feet. There we go. Alright. What a drama at? Pussy. Oh no! I messed it up, y'all. Why is he able to move like that? Okay, because I was getting irritated. Anyway, so gang, what was that for? Like, what was the goal there? Did y'all see that? What? Why did he just come out of nowhere and fall like that, bro? Oh my god! Why would he do that? That was so stupid. Oh my god, that was so stupid. Anyway, well yeah, my bad. It's a long ass story. I'm gonna try to cut it short, man. But anyway, cause like I said, it's just, I guess that's a part one. I guess I'll part one that story, because it's just so many pieces and tangibles to like what made me like a artist for real, like a real rapper. And matter of fact, actually, now that I think about it, I just had another epiphany right now, because life be teaching me why I'm an artist, not necessarily me thinking I was supposed to be one because I knew I could rap. Like, no, bro, life had to tell me that. Like, I didn't even know I could rap at first. Life had to tell me that, and then later, once I realized that that's where rap and hip hop came from, because hip hop started as a party and an idea, and then MCing came from that, and then rapping came from that, and then because that was a part of poetry, and then hip hop came from God. And when I realized like all of the stuff that it came from naturally, and then I started realizing what my story was naturally with my like, I was like, oh my god, that this is the universe. Like, this universe gave me this. And if I keep fighting it, I'm gonna be miserable and have a miserable life, because it's even been times where I've tried to be regular, and I was like, man, everybody want to be a rapper, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna try to do something else. You know, the things that y'all keep saying over and over and over again. Everybody want to be a rapper. Why don't you be a doctor or a plumber? Well, guess what? I tried to go be regular, and I was out there jacking up society like everybody else is. That's why, to me, that's why society is jacked up, because everybody's miserable because they won't go pursue their dreams. People's dreams die as kids, or they get jacked up as kids, and then they just keep that bitterness on their shoulders and just maneuver through life. I see them do it every day, fam. I'm telling you, I see it do it I see the people do it every day, because I see people on Facebook saying the same thing. I swear to God, I just made a TikTok about this. I see people on Facebook saying the same stuff as people on Twitter and Instagram sometimes. And what I find very interesting is how narratives go on social media, but then people that I know in real life ain't really living these same scenarios. So it makes me wonder how fake the world really is, because I'm like, bro, it be people, I know females on Facebook right now that you would think are grade A whores, and they're not. They don't get none. Honestly, they're kind of corny, and that's kind of why they don't get none like that. But you would just assume, because society said that if they move like this, that, and the other, that they just ratchet. And they really not. They need validation. Like, and because won't nobody validate them, they want the attention. But because they don't want to say that, they won't, you know what I'm saying? They won't sleep with nobody. They just gonna do stuff like they are. They just maneuvering like they are. And I'm like, bro, if it's happening to me, I wonder how many of the rest of these people either are or aren't. Because you know everybody say that the internet's fake, right? So I wonder if the fakeness is not what you think it is, but if it's always the opposite of what you think it is. And that's how I handle social media. To me, I think whatever y'all say social media is the opposite. Because social media is fake. And I think the real fakeness is that it's not what it is. For example, if y'all saw me, a lot of people think that I'm fake on social media because I prefer to be positive. It's some people that know me that be like, bro, he's not. That's fake. He's not positive like that for real. That's what I mean. Because they've been in scenarios with me where they've caused me not to be as positive as I normally am. So for me, I don't think I'm being fake. You know what I'm saying? Or it's people that'll be like, you know what I'm saying, he always posting this, that, and the other. His life ain't that good. Well, I don't think that's any of your business. And personally, I don't like projecting things onto social media that's going on in my life negatively, because I don't like negativity on social media, because I actually enjoy social media. So yeah, I kind of like when, you know what I'm saying, when the people that I support and I fuck with come back and be like, man, let me tell y'all what happened. And they like kind of got some oomph to their voice. and they joking about it. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's a horrible situation and they talking about it, like I enjoy that. Like that for me as a person that's looking at a screen and aware that I'm looking at a screen, it makes me feel good. Like, damn, okay. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it ain't so bad. Maybe I you know what I'm saying? Maybe if that's why do y'all think we get caught up on scrolling? You get caught up on scrolling because you want to see something that, like, you want to feel something. If scrolling is as numbing as people claim it is, it wouldn't be so addicting. But that's why everybody does it. Oh, TikTok is for kids. Well, why is everybody and their mama on TikTok? Why is my mother on TikTok then? Everybody and their mama on TikTok, but it's for kids though. This is why you can't listen to. That's why you have to listen to the internet, but not listen to the internet, because it's doing the opposite of everything it's saying it's doing. Like, you gotta look twice every time. Every time something happens on the internet, always look twice. Even if the internet's saying that the internet is lying. If the internet's saying the internet is lying, you might want to start believing whatever the internet's saying. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. Because just think about it. Like, if you don't believe me, go do your own comparison. Look at regular people on social media and then go look at them compared to the people that you know maybe on your Facebook. Because I think that's what Facebook is. Facebook is more so the people that you know in your proximity. Like the people that you went to school with, the people in your neighborhood, the people around you. Twitter, unless you like owner like that, is kind of just people. Instagram is too. It's kind of like people, unless you just owner like that. Like, it's people who have similar interests as you, not necessarily the people that you know personally, unless you just been on social media for a long time talking to people. You know, there's caveats to it. So, you know, if that's the case, then yeah, for the most part, you might know these individuals, because you know, might just be outside a little bit more than me. You don't be outside like that. But that, I've always found that very, very interesting though. That caveat is that, you know, as a person who, you know, because I be, I ain't gonna say I be in the crib like that, because that ain't really true. Because let some people tell it I be outside. So, but see, that's what I'm saying. That's why discernment. I think that's the word. Somebody please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the correct word is discernment. That's why you should have discernment, because if you don't, then you're not gonna be able to tell the difference either way. Because when somebody say, oh, the internet is lying, then even if the internet tells the truth, you're not going to know. Because you just use surface level thinking to believe, oh, well, the internet's always lying. So if the internet's lying, then, you know what I'm saying, the internet's lying. Well, I can Google right now what's 2 + 2, and it's going to say 4. So is the internet lying? Exactly. That's why you need to have discernment. So you can't believe everything you hear and see. Period. Not just on the internet. Don't believe people when they say stuff like that. You can't believe everything you hear on the internet. No, you can't believe everything you hear. Period. Like, the caveat that the people be putting on these statements is to make them feel better. You know, that's why usually you want to hear. That's why usually people who say that are people who are either old or act like they old or want to be old. Because sometimes you'd be like, well, why do young people say that too? Because they think they old. Or they're just regurgitating something an old person told them. I know a lot of people that did that when I was younger. And now because they're older and they're, you know what I'm saying, you can't really tell them that they're lying. Because a lot of people around them say the same thing, so much so that it's hard for people to disagree with what they're saying. For example, there are groups of people that I know, that I grew up with, who feel like everybody steal. Have you ever heard that before? Have you ever been around people who feel like, man, you gotta watch niggas because everybody steal? I've always thought that phrase was very interesting, because to me, I don't think I would say that. I get it, but as a person who don't steal, I can't say everybody. To me, that my cells won't allow me to lie about like that. Like, I don't know. Y'all are built different. Like, to me, I'm genuine. I don't know. Like, maybe that's where I'm different. Cause my body cells won't allow me to say everybody lies. Cause that's not true. I'm a part of. If you say everybody, then I would have to include myself, because I'm a body. Like, I'm an existence. I exist. So I can't say that. It's the same thing like when I say, when I talk about St. Louis, when people be like, oh, everybody in St. Louis suck. That's impossible. If you feel like that, like to me, when people say stuff like that, that means you kind of are giving, you allowing that to be true in a sense. And why do you want that to be true? I don't know. It's just, I've always just thought that was weird. I've always looked at people like that very strangely. Because I'm like, I don't know. I feel like niggas who say stuff like that, my bad. Hold on, I had to lock in, y'all. I feel like people who say stuff like that, you gotta watch. Like, and to me, like I said, I was feeling like that as a kid. I was feeling like that as a kid in my own bubble before the internet got like super popular like it is now. Well, to the point where how we deal with it now. Like it was always popular, but the way we deal with it now. So for me to think like that as a kid and then to now see a video of Terrence Crawford and Bud in that exact same scenario, that's why I'm like, everything on the internet ain't a lie. Because I knew people saying little slick stuff like that and then kikiing about it, I have to watch those people. So then after that video goes viral because of that same emotion that I feel, like that video doesn't go viral for if that emotion doesn't exist. So for me now, I have more confidence in the emotions that I'm having because I'm like, okay, it ain't just me thinking this, and because your brain can lie to you very easily. Your brain can very easily lie to you. So even if you was taught to and raised to believe something, who knows if that's really true? Nigga, your brain can lie. Who knows if they brains are lying? Like, so how do you prove that? How do you prove those things without a reasonable doubt? For me, what I started doing is comparing it to people who have nothing in common with me and seeing if there's some type of pattern here. Because to me, that's how science works. And 2 + 2 is 4. I can put 2 apples in front of you, put 2 more apples in front of you, and that can be, I can take that in any language to any group of people in anywhere, and I think most of us will agree that it's 4, even animals. That's why we think dolphins and monkeys are like, you know, smart or have high IQs, because they can determine that. And we've all pretty much speculated that that's a thing. You know what I'm saying? Now, calculus is a whole nother thing. And I think people be out here learning the word calculus and then be trying to regurgitate calculus to other people when you really don't understand calculus. I need you to go back to math, like just regular math, just addition, multiplication, adding and subtracting. A lot of these people can't add and subtract. So that's why we be having stupid conversations in the world that we do, because a lot of people can't add and subtract. That's why you have to have discernment. You know, so my bad. I done got off on a tangent. I started talking about a whole bunch of other stuff. But anyway, so that's all of these things that I'm talking about, even though I guess it seems like I'm in a tangent, I'm having a ranting, or why I figured out, to me, why artists, like, that's why I figured out, like, dude, I'm nothing, I can't be nothing else but an artist. Everything that I've learned a true artist to be, even through pattern recognition, what I learned a good artist to be, even the artists that I like, you know what I'm saying? All of the things that make them comment amongst each other. I'm an artist, bro. Like, I can't deny it. I can't deny it. I embody all of those things, and I did it naturally. I didn't try to. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't something I was like, you know what? I'm going to be a rapper. That's what I'm going to do with my life. By the time I decided that, it was already a bunch of stuff that had happened to me that pretty much proved that that's what I needed to do. Like that it was bigger than just rap and hip hop. Like, no, I understand what this is. Like, I really, really understand what this is. So, but I also grew up in a unique era to where I don't have so much of an understanding that I can't see why it progresses and changes the way it does. Because some people who understand hip hop understand it so well that they can't get past the fact that it's that it started as an idea, and ideas can grow and change just like anything else in the world. It doesn't, you know what I'm saying? You can't, black people can't make it a separate thing because they're angry about it because people keep stealing stuff from us. Like, I get it. I understand why you're angry about it and why you want to keep it the same, but that's not how Earth works. That's not how the world works. You know, before systematic oppression was a thing, like, that's not how science and all of the things that we're just now figuring out now, even though those things were already here, it's not how those things work. So if that's the case, then we should probably be listening to nature a little bit more than we listening to, you know, ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I have that's how I pattern discernment in the world, and that's how I came to the conclusion of, you know, bro, I'm an artist. I have a lot of great ideas. You know, I'm very calculated, but all of those things can be pinpointed into something. Yeah, I don't believe the whole, oh, it was destined, it was ordained for me to be a rapper. I don't know. I mean, I guess for some people it is, but I feel like a lot of people use that narrative to lie to themselves about why they feel like they should continue to pursue being an artist. And I think that's why a lot of people throw mud at the wall. But to me, that's why I've stopped and tried to redo so many times, because I'm like, bro, nope. It's not enough. It's not enough for what I know I can do. It's not enough for what I know I'm capable of, and what I'm trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of stuff that I want to do, but and I genuinely want hip hop to be the basis of it. You know, I love the fact that people dismiss certain black people because we do things hip hop oriented. I used to hate that, which is what pushed me towards hip hop. Because I was like, no, y'all don't understand this. Y'all got this messed up. Now I actually love that. I actually love it now, because y'all don't even know. It's almost like y'all don't even really understand how great we are. Like, you don't get it. Like, you genuinely don't get it. Like, this thing that y'all swear up and down is just so ratchet and so terrible and so. It's the essence of this entire world. A lot of y'all don't breathe and move without this. So when we start dismissing certain rappers and certain artists because we don't like the way it looks, but then y'all want to take that same look and use it to sell this and sell that, I find that very interesting. You know, that just be my thing with it. That's why hip hop to me is different. It's different. Rap to me and what it is, it's something different. I find it very odd that all genres have had a version of hip hop, but hip hop was maybe one of the first genres that I want to say had to come up with its own thing. It had to come up with its own thing, or whatever it was. You know, it didn't have a guidebook of, well, it should go like this, it should go like that, or this is what it's supposed to sound like. That's kind of what hip hop was. It was the denial of what it was supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, the first hip hop, like even the word hip hop and where it came from. At least this is what I've, through the research that I've heard from the documentaries that I've watched and all this, that, and the other. And this is from the people who, you know, started hip hop. This is out of their mouth. Like, bro, that in the beginning, it was just like the first thing that solidified what hip hop was a party. Y'all old people can correct me if I'm wrong, but I could have swore it was a party, was it not? It was a party. It wasn't a song. It wasn't a moment. Well, technically that was a moment, but it was a moment. It was like a moment. It wasn't like a tangible thing that you can really like pinpoint. It was the party itself, not the graffiti at the party, not who was at the party, not the ethnicities that were at the party. The party itself was hip hop. That's what hip hop was. And then from that came DJing. From that came breakdancing. From that came us coming together, like, and just jamming and having a good time. You know, a whole bunch of ethnic groups, you know what I'm saying, all together. That's what came from that. That's what came from hip hop. All of this is under hip hop. All of you, all of it. Everything is under it. And I don't like that, because y'all want to give credit when y'all become daddy. Like, when y'all become parents, all of a sudden can't nobody tell y'all nothing. But when you was the kid, you just, parents just don't understand. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's why everybody want to be rappers. Because in reality, every human I'm sorry, y'all got hip hop messed up. You humans know who Daddy is, and it's hip hop. Y'all don't move without it. You don't move without the beat of the drum. You don't. And when you understand where hip hop came from and the essence of it, it makes even more sense. You know, that the rap came from gospel and all that other stuff. Like, bro, it all makes so much sense that it all derived from the same thing. Did you not hear what Delroy said in Sinners? We brought this with us. It's all connected. So no, that's why when people talk about rappers, it be certain rappers and people look at me like, bro, you way too intelligent to just be accepting of, you know what I'm saying, this particular rapper. Yeah, but I don't like the way y'all talk about them. I just don't. Like, I feel you, I understand, but I don't. Some of y'all be sounding real Caucasian the way y'all be talking about rappers. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't know. It be sounding real caucus the way y'all be talking about these rappers. I don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate it. You know, I don't like that. Don't tell me Sexy Red is ruining society. You know what I'm saying? Because if my nieces come up to me and do some crazy stuff and then be like, oh, well, we did it, and their reason is, well, because Sexy Red did it, I might chop you in your throat. I just might. Because that don't make no sense to me. And I'm sorry, I'm from an old school era, whatever, but that just don't make no sense to me. I need to understand, like, that's your reasoning. That's your reasoning. And I'm supposed to accept that it's good enough. Like, cause I'm sorry. I went to school with some of these parents. Some of these niggas is real life stupid. So you're not finna come to me and tell me, well, they influenced me to, no, they didn't. No, they didn't. What made you think that was relatable? Let's talk about it. What made you think that was relatable? Exactly. Like I said, I don't like the way they be talking about our rappers. It be sounding real Haitian. I don't like it. I don't like it. Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, I don't like the way y'all did. I've been waiting to get popular enough to talk about how y'all did the greatest cipher that we've ever had in hip hop as far as double XL ciphers. We ain't had a better one since. And y'all know which one I'm talking about. Well, you should, because it set the tone for the rest of everything that happened, whether you liked it or not. And because we keep disrespecting hip hop, we never give people the credit that they deserve. So that's why hip hop gets nasty, because you don't give people credit. It doesn't, when you don't put certain pressures on people for what they're doing, it allows them to not take what they're doing seriously. And that's why Lil Yachty has gotten better musically than everybody else that sounds like him, because Joe Budden went off and he felt like he had a point to prove. Because that's what you do when you actually good at something. When you're actually good at something, can't nobody tell you that you're not good at it. So you're going to prove it. Because who you talking to? Like, you got me messed up. When you're actually good at something. And to me, that's the difference between Lil Yachty and the rest of these dudes that think that they can rap because they rap like Lil Yachty. Like, you can't rap. You didn't have a point to prove. That's what was the difference between him and the rest of y'all. Y'all didn't have no point to prove. Y'all just wanted to rap. Y'all didn't really want to do this for real, for real. Y'all just wanted to rap. Which is cool. That's cute. Whatever. But you don't want to do this for real, for real. You ain't hip hop. I'm sorry. You're not hip hop. You're not what hip hop really is. Why are you running? Why are you running? Why are you running? Why are you running? I'm getting my kill. Fuck that. What, you thought I don't want no juice too? Why is everybody chasing us? I'm chasing this nigga. He's probably so bad. I'm on his ass. I'm on his ass. I know he gonna be bad. I know he bad. And that's so petty of me. I'm on his ass. Where you go? There he is. I'm on his ass. I'm on his ass. Yeah, nigga, surprise, motherfucker. No, he mad. I would have been hot. Oh my goodness, I'd have been so hot. Oh snap. He was like, no, this dude did not chase me all the way down. Man, I sure did. Hawked him down. Hawked him down. Alright, let's get ready to rumble. Anyway. But yeah, y'all. So I don't know. I mean, I guess you can have your opinions on how you feel about certain stuff, you know. And again, because I understand stuff, because I try to understand stuff, that I think that's why I have a different, you know. It's just I feel like I just have to watch my words, you know, for me, because I respect hip hop. So I feel like sometimes I prefer to watch my words when I'm talking about people. That's just me. You know, you can take it how you want, and I understand why people don't. I mean, you don't owe these niggas nothing if that's how you feel. But to me, I personally feel like y'all owe hip hop everything. So anybody that's in hip hop, I think you should just, you know, just before you respond, just, you know, let's just hear what they have to say. Because some people that we do need to hear what they have to say, is because some people be bullshitting. Some people really be full of shit. And that's okay if that's what they want to do. Hip hop is about having fun. Like, that's why it was a party. That's exactly why it was a party. It's about having fun. You know what I'm saying? Enjoying themselves. That don't mean we have to take everything seriously. I really feel like I really feel like when the government got a hold of the quote unquote gangster era of hip hop, that's what got confusing about hip hop. Because they made it all about being gangster, and it wasn't about being gangster. They was just telling stories the same way that the people that were happy were telling stories, the same way that the people that were, you know what I'm saying, like the looking for the beat were telling a story, the same way the DJs are telling a story. You know what I'm saying? When they putting certain songs together, the same way people are telling story. Like, it's all storytelling. But because we got caught up in the gangster era, you know what I'm saying? Now, if you're not a certain type of way and a certain type of look, then you're not hip hop. And it's like that. Hip hop was never that in the beginning. It was never that in the beginning. So for people to be like, oh, well, this guy is not hip hop, and he's not hip hop because he's taken from this, or because he's doing this, because he's doing that. Fam, unfortunately, I know we love to say we should gatekeep. And I, to a certain extent, agree. I think the best way to do that is for us to never forget where it came from. So that way, the people who are consuming it can understand exactly what they're consuming. Because if you want to look at this dude over here as this goofy motherfucker as a rapper, and you fuck with him and it relates to you and you feel it, hey bro, that's hip hop to you, not to us, but to you. So it's cool. It's cool. I don't think we should be mad at those people. I don't think that's nothing to be angry about, because you know, it is what it is. You know, I think because stuff still gonna play out the way it's supposed to play out. Tell me, you know, because I believe in pattern recognition. I don't believe in it. I don't even want to say it like that, because that's such a awkward way to phrase that. But you know, because of pattern recognition. You know, I've been hearing about the Illuminati since I was a kid. I've also been hearing about Jay-Z and Diddy since I was a kid. Through pattern recognition, I find it awfully funny that one person's stories are similar and the other person's stories are similar. a lot of people who have similar stories about Diddy, and it's a lot of people who have similar stories about Jay-Z. I find it very funny that it's not a lot of people who have personal horror stories about Jay-Z beyond his peers, which as a person who, you know, has attempted to manage people in rap, yeah, I can only imagine how to, I don't know, I just be looking at people a little sideways sometimes. When certain people say certain stuff about Jay-Z, I'm like, I ain't saying that I just believe everything Jay-Z say because he's Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that because I don't want to be that naive of a human. But I know niggas like y'all. Oh, he was looking so angrily at me. Oh my goodness. I felt it. You know, and I just, like I said, I don't want to sit here and sound like I'm dick riding, but just over time, like I said, just as I'm a regular person, I don't know celebrities like that. I know some people who feel like they do, you know, because they've been around celebrities, and I kind of look at those people like, I kind of watch those people and observe how those people move and interact in life. The people who have been around celebrities and, you know, kind of, for lack of a better term, think they are celebrities. You know, I kind of watch how they move and talk and think, because like I said, to me, I don't know these people. You know what I'm saying? Like these people who have like done major things in life and this, that, and the other. Because some of these people, like, you know, I know people that went to school with people who have done like major things in life, but I just never, I don't know. I don't think I've ever been a person who's really known major. Well, I'll take that back because I know one. Actually, that I went to school with that I know personally. Yeah, I know one. Like a person who I'm like, if I, you know, told you about him and like him on paper, he kind of doing it. He kind of doing it. You know what I'm saying? He kind of doing it. But it's weird because I know him, so it feels, him doing it feels weird. Like it's because it be certain things that are a part of his story where I'm like, he doing it, but it's like a but though, and it's not a negative but, and that's why I've never really talked about him a lot to people, because it might come across like a negative but it's not a negative but. It's because I know him, so it's certain stuff that he's doing where I'm like, kind of, bro, you kind of shooting yourself in the foot. And I know what you're doing because, not just because I know you, but I also know like hip hop and you know what I'm saying, I really understand like PR and all these other things that I really pay close attention to because I just love hip hop so much. It's certain stuff that you not like, bro, you're not winning like you supposed to, but you would think he is because of the accolades and stuff. So it makes me look at other people that are like that where I'm like, oh my goodness, I wonder if a lot of these people are like lying, not lying, but like just kind of just putting on the image because of the name. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know these people's lives and what they really going through and all this, that, and the other. Like, it started making me wonder about that. You know, because I know niggas. You know what I'm saying? So, that's why I told him to use the minigun at the end, because the clip is longer. But yeah, bro, it be making me, it just, I don't know. It honestly, it don't make me look at people sideways. That's why I don't like having conversations with people about it, because people will take it as I'm looking at them sideways. I actually have more empathy for people that are like celebrities and like and public figures and shit like that, because I know people that are like that in real life, who you would think that, well, I ain't gonna say think, but who are public figures, who are like doing stuff like that. I know people who are friends of people who are like public figures and doing shit, and man, it ain't what you think it is. Like, it's like when you become an adult versus being a kid, when you think, oh, well, this slurp, like when people used, okay, I'm not gonna say his name because I don't want to hate on him. Like, it was this one guy that's a rapper he's doing really well right now too, but for a very long time in his career, people were saying that he was a big deal because of his numbers on YouTube. And I'm like, bro, that's not how that works. Like him having a lot of numbers on YouTube, first of all, you can easily finesse them numbers. And I'm not saying that he is, but you can easily finesse those numbers. And if your go-to is YouTube numbers, bro, that's sad. And it's fucked up because that individual rode that wave for a very long time to the point where now people know how much of a ruse it is. So you can't just say, oh, I got a bunch of numbers on YouTube. Like, you can't say that now because it's such a ruse. But this particular individual was riding that same ruse for a long time to the point where now you can't argue it. You can't argue it. Like, too many people believed it to where it's like now we kind of convinced you that that's what it was. And now because that's what it was, that's what it was. You feel what I'm saying? So, and that happens a lot. So, you know, I don't know. I just be wondering how much the government know that and be probably trying to like manipulate people into doing that. I low-key be thinking that's what be happening with like outrage. Because I swear to God, I was seeing people say that people was mad about Bad Bunny during the halftime performance before I actually seen people being mad about it. I genuinely seeing people be like, man, people so mad about Bad Bunny. I'm like, where they at though? Point them out. Who racist? Like, y'all act like y'all scared of them or something. Y'all be always talking about these people so racist. Point them out then. Who they is. But that's why I be like, you gotta pay attention close to the internet, man. Don't let people on the internet tell you not to pay attention to the internet, because that's how they be convincing people in real life to act the way they do. They get them comfortable with their goofy ass behavior on the internet. So then in real life, you be like, why are you acting like a real housewife of Atlanta? You know what I'm saying? But that's what it is. The media been doing it before the internet was here. That's why you gotta pay attention to the internet. Like, because the media, the same reason why we used to have to pay attention to the news. Because if you miss something, they gonna convince the world of something going on, and you gonna be in la la land. That's why they start manipulating the news, because they knew people knew that that's where you were supposed to get the information from. That's why they manipulate the internet, because they know that that's where the information is from. That's why you have to have discernment while you're watching the internet. Anyway, we gonna be that's my TED talk for today. I'm done. I ain't gonna keep talking your head off, because I only had a couple of games that I wanted to share with y'all, and then Dan got off. Now I'm just talking to myself. But but I appreciate y'all coming to my TED talk. We'll be back. Maybe this evening, maybe tomorrow. Who knows? I game every day. Because like I said, consistency is what matters if you want to do this. So I will holler at y'all on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. Peace. Hold on, wait a minute. I probably should have actually was like exiting out. See, now I look lame. Damn.